Hello, my name is Jeremiah Eister, and welcome to my third episode of The Faithful. In my last episode, I talked about biases, and in this episode, I'm going to give an example of a bias that I've experienced and a bias that I've held, my family held, the church I grew up in, the people there held, and I suspect that a lot of other Christians in different denominations hold this bias to some degree. In the church I grew up in, they really pushed the belief that there's demons everywhere and that pretty much everything in someone's life, if they're going through depression, if they are struggling with drugs, if they're struggling with health problems or mental health problems, that was all tied back to being caused by demons. To solve this, it was just a cycle of having to come back to the cult's teaching of how to solve these problems instead of getting help in a way that acknowledges that we are natural beings, present in nature, and things sometimes just happen. Everything led back to us being responsible to pray and intercede and fight these demons. And they taught us that God was the one fighting them, but truly, like, they taught that we were responsible for doing all this prayer and doing all these things to get God to acknowledge the demons around us, so that He would help us. And this put a whole lot of fear, a whole lot of pressure on myself, and I suspect a lot of others. So I felt worried and responsible all the time to pray on my own behalf and the behalf of others, and to have this sense for where demons might be, so that I could protect myself. Being that my view of the world was that there were demons all around and that I need to protect myself, I remember walking by my parents' room one time as a kid, and I looked in the room and I thought, like, if there was a demon here, where would it be? If because there's probably a demon somewhere here. And I remember just kind of seeing some area of the room, and I was like, I feel like it would be there. And then that led to maybe the reason I feel that way is because there is actually a demon in that spot. This would lead me to be really afraid, and I'd start praying, but I'd think like, oh, my mom can take care of this. My mom can pray, and she knows what to do. So I remember going and getting my mom and telling her that I felt like there was a demon in her room, and I led her to the room and pointed to where I thought there was a demon and where I sensed a demon. And part of this, I don't blame my mom, because she was kind of wrapped up in these beliefs from the cult, and also it's like so scary if your kid comes to you and says, I feel a demon in the corner of our house in your bedroom. And my fear would then transfer to my mom. And I remember her praying adamantly in tongues. I feel it too. It's there. I feel the demon also. And then as a kid, that confirms to me wow, there must actually have been a demon. And it's a really good thing that I was going around sensitive of where there might be demons and seeing these things. And I remember my mom breaking out oil and putting it in a cross on the door frame anytime there was something like this where we felt like there was something demonic in our house. She would put it on the door frame or headboard, or some kind of threshold, and in a cross, and that would mark it as God's or Christ's, and we felt like the demons couldn't go there. Eventually, all of this reinforcement by my parents and the cult, teaching me that there were demons everywhere and that I was responsible to pray and protect myself, led me to have this underlying fear of the spiritual world until I was about halfway through high school, and I started really doubting my faith. There were two major things in my mind that kind of set me free from this. One of them was actually reaching a point where I acknowledged I don't even know if demons exist, so it feels pointless to be really afraid of them. And then the other thing was I realized that even if demons do exist, and if there is a loving God who cares for me, I can trust God to take care of the demons for me. And I don't have to pray, because God should know that I can't do anything. It's something, if it's in the spirit realm and I don't even know where it is or what it's doing or anything like that, if there are demons, why would God hold me responsible for always being vigilant? So I reached a point where like I felt as if I can trust God to take care of those things for me. I can trust God to have my back when there's spiritual darkness or when there's bad things that I might not be aware of. To be honest, though, despite these two things, despite knowing that demons might not exist, and despite feeling like if they do exist, God is taking care of me, I still sometimes find myself feeling afraid of demons. Like that kind of thing. If there's a door open and it's dark in the room, some people might have a fear of like a serial killer coming after them or something like that. Some people might not have any fear at all. But every once in a while, I still like I have a fear that there's a demon. There could be a demon there. Or when I'm taking a shower and I pull the shower curtain back, have like a fear sometimes that there's going to be a demon like right on the other side of the shower curtain. It's scary, and I'm still haunted by that every once in a while. I don't freak out. I just like take a breath and realize, it's remnants of how I was raised. It's been reinforced in my mind so many times as a kid, and like I don't need to be afraid of those things. After sharing this, I really want to know what other people's experiences are with this topic and with demons. Were you raised in a religious environment that caused you to have a fear of demons? For people who haven't been raised this way, I'd also really like to hear what your perspective is on all of this. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe so you catch the next video.